I don't know where Diane went. But we're on time today, and look who's here. It's Elishia. Hello. So Alicia's here, and you just got a little sneak preview of her projects. She's one of our Tim Holtz fanatics, you might say. She does really cool techniques and projects. And Elishia, what I love about it is you use your own pictures.
Yes.
So I think that's even cooler.
No lost relatives.
Yeah, she doesn't have lost relatives. She has, well, they're found. I don't know. That's what Tim calls them too.
Sometimes I don't know who they are. So.
Well, but you know they're yours.
Yes.
So Alicia's here. She's our special guest today. She's got several projects to show you with Tim Holtz, and then back behind Elishia, you'll see she's done some layouts. So we've got something for everybody: our scrapbookers, our mixed media people, our card makers. And we're going to come right back to Elishia. We're going to show what we did yesterday. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited. Here's Diane.
Good morning,
We're
everybody.
on time today.
Yay.
We're on time. We can't say that very often, but we are on time today. And I'm Kelly. And we're going to show you what we did yesterday.
Okay.
And you want to take the camera?
Yep.
So yesterday, we showed you how to take patterned paper that had big patterns on it and cut it in pieces of 4x6 or whatever you need for your card fronts. So this, you can see how we match up. I feel like I'm doing like little preschool work now, but you can match up the butterflies. We showed you how to do that.
They were so cool.
It's so fun. And then you can just stamp or put a die cut. This was a really oh, here's the missing card.
Yep, there it is.
There it is. This paper was from the Gardini at 49 and Market. And again, we cut it. There's the other missing card that I didn't know was missing. I guess we had multiple cards. How you can cut it into sections and then take advantage of some of that beautiful pattern. And Diane, what was crazy is we received a card in the mail yesterday from Sharon with the same technique. So anyhow, Sharon sent us this really beautiful card, and it's using the 49 and Market. Let's see, what is this? Rouge. So I brought the Rouge 6x8 pack. So you could see how these you can cut in half, and you've got your card bases. And I think, let's see, I thought I had it figured out which one it was, but I don't see it here now. I had it all figured out. But then there's also the 12x12 papers, and this one is a full pattern. But if you cut it into after you drop it on the floor, cut it into 6 rectangles, and you're going to have 6 beautiful card backgrounds.
Well, it's the smaller version of that one right there.
Well, you're absolutely right. There's that flower.
So it's got to be in the 6x8.
So it's in here. Oh, here it is. Right here.
Yep.
So she probably cut right across the middle there.
Yeah, that's cool.
So very nice. And thank you for the card, Sharon.
Yes.
That's super beautiful.
So beautiful.
And we got another card yesterday.
Yeah, it was card day yesterday.
This is from Donna. But look at that one.
Isn't that fun?
That background is really beautiful with the black.
Yeah.
So Donna sent us a nice, she won the 49 and Market prize. So that was a thank you for that. And then we got a little thank you. This is different. This is a Hallmark card. But I want to mention it because the crossing guards here in Ankeny, we donated a prize for their year-end party. And I just want to give a shout out to the crossing guards because sometimes I think they don't get recognized, and they're the ones taking care of our children crossing streets. So thank you to all the crossing guards and all the school workers, because isn't today the last day?
Today is the last day in Ankeny. Yep.
Yippee!
It was a late start, early out.
Oh my gosh. So it's a fun day then.
It is a fun day.
All I can think of is Alice Cooper, school's out. All right. And then some of you heard yesterday that tomorrow is a special day for me.
Yes.
Probably more special for my parents than me, but special for me too.
Every birthday is special.
It's my birthday, and we are having a special. But before we talk about that, I got a really cool package in the mail, and I'm not one to wait, so I want to go ahead and open it today.
I thought maybe she would wait till tomorrow.
I thought about it, but I was one of the. Oh, I probably shouldn't say this. I was the kid at Christmas that would get under the tree and unwrap presents and rewrap them. And I don't think my parents knew. I need to ask my mom sometime. But I even unwrapped my sister and brother's presents and wrapped them back up. I don't know if I went home at lunch or I don't know what it was.
That surprises me, Kelly.
I was really good at it, too. I want you guys to know. So anyway, I got this lovely box from Bonnie. And Bonnie just
decorated the box. This is
She
how it
always
came.
sends out packages in cool wrapping paper. I need to do that.
And the signature gold paper.
It's got the gold paper, and then I opened it up, and there's a little card here that says, I hope you enjoy adding a few birthday pictures. And I want you guys to see this because it's really, oh my gosh, it's over the top crazy.
It is.
It's just beautiful. It's a little mini album on a ring, and it's got all these fun little pieces that have little words on them, little tags, like here's a little pocket, and hooray for you. I can put a couple pictures. So Diane, we got to take pictures tomorrow.
Yep.
And
Look
bloom
how
and grow.
fun
Look
that
at all that with the
is.
gold
And
pearls.
layer and layer and layer.
There's another little picture, a little place for pictures. And here's a little note with a tag. And I could put a picture in there, and I could put all kinds of little pictures on here. So Bonnie, thank you so much. This is so
It's
sweet. I don't
pretty cool.
think there's another place where you can work where you get gifts from your customers. So it's very nice, and thank you.
My husband says, when I go to Menards, we don't get cookies or take cookies or whatever.
They don't take things.
No.
Well, I always tease Doug because he worked at Wells Fargo, and something would happen at Memory Bound. And I'm like, does that happen at Wells Fargo? And whether
Probably
it was good or bad, it didn't happen there. So anyway, this is really gorgeous. I'll take some pictures of it and post it so everybody can get a good look at it too. So Bonnie, I hope you're watching. Thank you so very much, and I will put pictures in here.
You're not alone on sneaking peeks
really?
at Christmas.
Oh, good.
No, there's been several people.
I felt like at the time I was probably, 8, maybe 7, 9. And I felt like I did a really good job because you have to peel that tape really carefully so you can get it back. And you only open one end and then you got to slide it out. So I did that more than 1 year.
Do you think your kids did it?
I don't know.
I don't know if my kids.
I don't think
I'll
so.
have to ask my kids. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you need to ask your kids.
Because I hid I didn't really hide them. They were in one spot and they always knew.
So you put them where they knew? Doug always would never do that because he said he wanted to be surprised.
My
and
husband would not
I
either.
was surprised just before Christmas. It didn't happen on Christmas, but I was very surprised. So anyhow, our surprise for all of our shoppers and our fans tomorrow is we're going to do 20% off all of our stamps and dies.
So get ready.
That's the birthday special for tomorrow. It starts at midnight tonight. And you can shop online, you can call us, or you can come in the store, and the deal goes no matter how you shop. Yep. And what we thought we would do is just take a walk down. We have what we call the South Wall, and it is filled with stamps and dies. And we just thought we'd take a walk down the
memory
wall.
lane?
Yeah, it's down memory lane, or I'm thinking of the Hollywood Walk or whatever it is. There's lots of stars over here, I'll tell you. And
it's a big wall.
They started organizing. It's cooler over here on this side of the store too. It feels good. So we've got all of our dies over here are organized by brand, and it even includes our exclusive, our Memory Bound stamp. And Diane, this is like your
that's my favorite. If you don't have that, that is a must.
And another good one. I'm not going to show all of them, but another good one. This was designed by Janet. And it's Care and Concern. So all the Memory Bound stamps are included.
Christmas
and then
one.
We've got stuff for card making, for scrapbooking. I don't know how you can, if you
all
can kind of show it.
All the ones.
Yeah, if you didn't get your doily, now's the time. And the other thing is, if you don't have the basic, the layered circles or rectangles or diamonds or whatever it might be, you might want to pick those up. And they have the brand new scallop rectangles and circles that are available. And I'm going to get out of the way here. So we've got Honeybee. We love Honeybee. It's a great brand for us. It's got wonderful styles. They have the best service.
And dies and stamps that go together. If you have a stamp, you usually have a die.
Yep.
And I do see that, Kelly.
Mm-hmm. And then that's from this morning. We have Impression Obsession, and they have been really big for us lately. And we have all their garden. Don't forget all those little garden buckets and wheelbarrows and butterfly tools.
I think and the flowers. This is the one that.
Yeah, those tiny flowers. Let me pull it off and I'll flip it.
Yeah.
So they're all
Those were
kind
really
of
fun.
nice together. And you cut a bunch at once. And then lawn fawn, we're focusing lawn fawn on the stitched circles and rectangles and squares because everybody needs a good set of basics on that. So remember, our special is on stamps and dies, and it's 20% off, and it's all, there's just a lot to choose from, actually. And we're making sure everything is online today. That's our job.
And if you don't see it on this wall, it's the stamps in.
Yeah, they're all over.
They're all over the store. It's
They're
not
all over.
only just on this wall. So any of the collections that we have.
Remind me, I'll have to make some signs because we're going to need those. And then don't forget the Say It With Stamps from Photo Play. Those are, I love it when you can get the big word and then you can get all the little small words so you can match them up. Kind of like we did yesterday where you can put them together.
Natalie has a birthday tomorrow, too.
All right, Natalie.
And our oldest grandson has a birthday tomorrow.
Well, and Kendra that works here, her birthday is Friday. And so, and then you guys know that we are a huge Tim Holtz store. We carry a lot of his dies and his stamps from Sizzix, and so those are all going to be on special too. So if there's one that you were thinking you kind of want to have, but you don't know if you want to splurge or whatever, those are all going to be on sale too.
Yeah.
It was fun deciding to do this for our special, wasn't it, Diane?
We had a powwow yesterday.
Yeah, we went back and forth with several ideas, and we thought people would probably like this the most. And then our Stampers Anonymous stamps, of course, are all on special.
Sorry
Whenever
if
we're
there's a
together,
glare,
Diane,
but-
I feel like you have to do all the work. So
Well, this is fun, though.
It is
to
good.
see what's out here.
and you'll see a lot. We have a ton of stamps.
But they're also fun.
They are.
And Teresa is so good at showing us.
Teresa has many of them.
She does.
And then, of course, there's Sizzix. And there's a lot of good Sizzix. There's a lot of good florals with Sizzix. And then we do have an envelope liner that we haven't really had an envelope liner before, and it's got two different ones.
Yeah.
So that would be a good die if you were interested in that.
These Christmas present comments are just.
Oh, I'm going to have to go back and
they're-
read. So
they're
I'm
really-
not alone.
You
Is
are
that
not
what- okay.
alone.
Yeah, I don't think my brother and sister ever did that, but I know I did. I remember sneaking down there. I don't think I got caught. And then we've got, so Sizzix, and then again, Sizzix has all those basic shapes if you would like to go with those. And Diane mentioned the difference on their dies is they're a little bit heavier duty. They've got that flat space. They're not just a cutting ring. They've got a little, I don't know what you call that, a base.
But you need the basics.
And then we've got Spellbinders, and they've got a lot of good stuff too. That's and I think what's going to fall into this also, Diane, is probably our glimmer plates because they're listed under dies. So our glimmer plates will also be 20% off tomorrow.
Ooh.
Oh, and
They
here
are
for
brand
Father's
new.
Day, we better show these.
Oh yeah, these are cute.
These are so adorable. We probably need to move them up into Father's Day, but we've got our gnomes from Woodware. And this is called Beer Gnome.
Happy Beer Day.
And then here's our golf gnome.
How cute.
And then we've got our fishing gnome.
Yeah.
These are really fun for coloring
Yes,
with
they are.
Copic markers or the new alcohol ink markers. They're just really super cute.
Okay. So
That's a walk down
Yep.
our walk down our south wall.
And you can tell
It's
we
a long
have a
one.
lot.
And like Diane said,
have a
we also
great-
have things all over the store.
We have a great
There's
selection.
alphabets if you maybe are wanting to get an alphabet die.
Any of these Tim Holtz alphabets.
I just got this one. I used this on our demo
I don't have that
whenever
one
we did
yet.
it. This
I have
is
all the other
this is
ones,
bulletin,
but
and that's the big letters.
Yeah, a lot of makers have been using that too.
But look at this one, Diane. That's a good one too. That one I think is called Emporium,
Yeah.
where it cuts out the little
You
shadow.
need alphabets. Okay.
All right. Well, are we ready? We're in for a
ready
treat.
to-
We're going to go talk to Elishia. And Alicia's got some amazing projects,
Yes,
and
you
she
guys
really
will-
needs to get on Tim Holtz Makers
Yeah.
team for sure.
No.
So Alicia's going to show us her projects that she made that I'm with a lot of Tim Holtz product.
For a
And then
treat.
she also has some Barry Fields projects. Thanks, Diane. Thank you for your help this morning. Let's see. I'm looking at comments because there are a lot of comments. Mary said she opened her presents one time and it was a pair of knee socks, and it was, she says, I thought was ugly and felt guilty, so she never did it again. Okay, sorry, I was just trying to catch up on the comments and squirreling down
Nope,
through them,
you're good.
Alicia. There's a few here. It's like, all right, so Alicia, tell us a little bit about you, because I don't think we've ever really done that before.
Well, I get really nervous on camera because I'm really probably reserved and very quiet, so.
And very talented, though.
But I love to share my ideas. Like, I have no problem like telling people how I do something. So if anybody has questions, ask whatever, because I'll answer anything. But I just have fun, and I'm kind of messy. So I brought my stuff just the way it looks at home. Like, my ink pads are a mess. Like, I don't clean my stamps.
Good.
I don't.
Well, I'm glad you brought your stuff.
I'm just messy because I just have fun, and I use my stuff. I use everything.
She does. She does. I want you guys to know that Alicia made me a birthday card. I don't know if it was last year or the year before.
I think it was last year.
And it was really special. And I saved it because I save all my cards. But it had a picture of, was it your grandma?
It was my great-grandma.
It was her great-grandma
Yes.
at her birthday.
Yes.
With a birthday cake.
It's so funny that I have so many pictures of my great-grandparents, and it will be them. Like, so my great-grandma's like holding her birthday cake.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
so cute, and we don't do that anymore. So, yeah.
It was special to
I'm
me.
lucky. I have a lot of really nice pictures, yeah.
It was very special. And we have one quick question before
Yep.
we move on. The Elizabeth Craft dies and stamps are included in tomorrow's sale. So tomorrow it does include Elizabeth Craft. It includes any stamp or die that's in stock and is regular price. So there are no exclusions. Okay,
So these are just
where do we start? Where do we start?
These are just a few. This is probably the most recent. So the technique I'm going to show today is this.
Oh, I love that.
I've done all these. This is with embossing glazes, some archival ink stamping, and some distress crayons.
And and crayons. And if
Yep.
you look at it, you can see it does have that kind of shine. I guess I'm going to call it
from
a
the
shine.
embossing glazes. I love the glazes, and I kind of just wanted to show the technique on the tag, but then to show how you can actually use it in other products. So I've used it here on the, let me grab these, on the little file cards, and I've just punched holes in the side with my crocodile, and these are the Tim Holtz little rings to put it together. But you can stamp, use the embossing glaze, distress crayon to get that vintage look on those.
So you just made a little album out of
I made a little album out of
these
all
file
those
cards.
pieces. Yep.
And in the file cards, you're going to get 4 different items and 4 of each item. So you get the little pockets. Oh, and then Alicia also used the tabbed pages.
Yep.
And then you get solid plain cards and you get folded cards.
Yep.
It's only $5.99.
I know, it's such a great deal. Because I didn't use a whole pack to make this. And then I did also
Added
stick
some
some
tags.
of these in, stick some tags in that are the distress. But this technique will work on anything that's out of the distress heavy stock. I have tried it on other mediums. As you can see in this one, the same thing. This is the Tim Holtz Distress folio.
Oh, yes. I love that also.
I think that one's right here. So as long as anything's I've tried it on other mediums and it didn't work as good.
So you mean it has to be heavier? Is that what you mean?
This, I just feel like the Tim Holtz cardstock works the best. I tried just some generic tags. I don't think I tried it on the Dina, is it the Dina Wakley?
Dina Wakley, they're heavier.
I would
so
think
bet
it would
they
work on that, but I just like this color background. But I'm sure you could try it if you wanted to do brighter colors and not such muted colors. That would work perfectly fine too. But I just had really good luck with the distress crayon and the embossing glaze on this type of cardstock.
So does every every page here has the glaze on it.
I did the
doesn't it?
whole thing. This one
Okay.
was the whole thing. And I believe that one is weathered wood.
Oh, I like weathered wood.
Yep. Weathered wood. And then I used brown archival to stamp the background on this one. Mm-hmm. So I actually, this process, to make it look a little not so perfect, I guess, I actually embossed and glazed all of this first, and then I stamped on top of the embossing glaze.
Okay.
If you want more of a clean, you can stamp first, let this ink dry, and then do your embossing glaze and your crayon on top of it.
So what color of embossing glaze do you think you used on that?
This one was Lost Shadow, and I'm obsessed with Lost
Oh,
Shadow.
Lost Shadow. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's beautiful.
the new one.
Yep.
So we're talking about the embossing glazes. Here's Lost Shadow. But we have a question about the difference between the glazes and the embossing powders. And I'm going to ring the bell so we can get a sample of both, but go ahead and tell us about it.
The glazes you can see through. They're translucent. So you can stamp on top of or underneath, and you still see the image underneath. But an
Do you
embossing
have a card
powder,
that's embossed, heat embossed, I think maybe on the shelf, so we can show the difference between glazes that's not glaze.
yeah,
Teresa's
when you
gonna see
actually
if we have
emboss,
one.
you can't usually see through it. The glaze is more see-through, more translucent.
And that
So, like,
Lost
these
Shadow
samples-
is very clear.
Yeah, this is Lost Shadow, so you can see through it. And this one is peeled paint. I love the
Oh,
peeled
yes,
paint.
I do too.
But see how you can see through? You can see, and like these, I stamped these with the embossing ink, and then I used the stamp to do it instead of the archival, so you can get that look with
Oh,
it
so
also.
you glaze with the, oh my gosh. Okay, let me get that up close.
To get more of that pattern
So
in the
instead
background.
of embossing powder, she used the glaze on the stamp.
Yep.
Stamp the image.
Yep, I stamped the image with, I usually use the embossing dauber. This is what I use. I do have a pad too at home, like an embossing pad. But so yeah, I just stamped that. You put on your embossing powder or your embossing glaze, and then you do it that way. And like I said, I'll show a couple of the techniques here in a minute.
So the glaze is translucent, and if you're using regular embossing powder, it's opaque.
Correct.
So that is the difference. You can see, you can see the flower through the Lost Shadow, which that is really pale, isn't it?
Yeah.
I love it. It adds just kind of a sheen.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Look at all those beautiful colors.
I think this one is speckled egg, peeled paint.
Very nice, Alicia.
Yeah.
Well, Teresa's going to see if she can find a sample. I don't know if she can or not, but she's going to give it a try. And the glazes come in a lot of colors. Not every color of Distress has a glaze, but there's maybe 30. I'm just kind of guessing.
Yeah, and there's so many different color combinations. I started off with this color combination. I saw a video on YouTube from Susie Shabby Soul.
Oh, yeah.
And she showed this technique on that. So like I said, I tried it on this and thought, oh, I just loved it. And so that's when I thought, well, let's see how we can do it going on to a different, so it's not just on a tag. I wanted to take it kind of
this
to the
is
next
amazing.
level.
Oh my gosh. And it just it's almost like leather.
Yeah, it does give a heavier texture to it. Yeah, it does. And so I did the same technique on these cards here. And these are the ones that it kind of
gosh.
started with, yeah.
Oh, Alicia,
Yeah.
those are amazing. Oh my gosh. Okay. So she's got some of Tim Holtz ephemera on here. And these are the little chipboard words.
Yep.
They're called quote chips, and you'll see them here before she does her thing on them. And then there is the frames that fit. Tim was really smart because he made them to fit these label frames. The label frames had come out previously, and then they fitted the quote, they fit the quote chips to those. Oh my gosh. Cindy says she loves the birds.
Yes, those are in the ephemera pack.
Is it? I don't think it's this one, is it?
I think it is actually.
Okay.
Perhaps, let's see.
I like the birds, and then we've got these
Yep.
little ephemera pieces.
Yep.
Oh, there they are.
These are from, I believe it's like the old field notes, labels. I mean, I have a lot of Tim Holtz product.
I know. If you're a Tim Holtz fan, you've probably got a box.
Get into your stash. You can find something somewhere for sure.
Or if you have an ephemera book like I do that Diane made me, that's even better.
Yep, yep. Okay, so should we just get into it?
Yeah, let's show how to do it. I can't wait to see. I'm excited to see this for myself. Diane was telling me about it. So Alicia's going to show us how to get this effect.
So I did a couple already. I went ahead and just stamped these, and you can see it's not super dark. These I did stamp a little bit darker, but I needed them to dry. So you just start off with your tag, just your plain tag. You can stamp on it however you want with archival ink. It does have to be archival, I believe, because it does need to dry before you put your crayon on it.
You want to make sure it's dried.
Yeah. So then all I do, and I'm going to get my little piece of paper here.
And Alicia's using the Tim Holtz distress tags, and they do come in 2 sizes. You've got the number 8 size and then the number 5.
Yep. And like I said, this same technique works on any of this stuff. It works on anything.
And somebody just asked about the base of the book, and it's the accordion folio. And it doesn't really show a great picture of it because there's a piece that Elishia doesn't have in here.
Yep, I did take
piece.
I took the accordion piece out, and I did sew along these to make pockets.
Elishia, it's amazing.
So I did alter it just a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so I take my distress embossing dauber. Any kind will work, and if you just have the pad, there's an embossing pad, you can take that and smear it across also. So I just kind of dab it a little bit to make sure I've got it going, and then as long as this is dry, it won't smear it. But I literally just take it and go like this. I am not trying to do anything.
So you're
super
not like
crazy.
trying to cover the whole surface.
You do not really want to cover the whole surface, no. And then I will just we'll do the lost shadow. Take the lost shadow.
Lost shadow is really light, isn't it? Which is
It is.
really nice.
Yeah. I just get it on there real good. You can tap it off, but you can see where it's not covered completely, which is fine. You don't want it to. And then I always put that away. Otherwise I end up...
you don't want to blow it around on your
I've
table.
embossed my carpet before, so... And then...
You've embossed your carpet?
Yeah. Oh, I just tried this and it worked. Now it doesn't work.
Okay, do we need to get our technical crew?
This is the only one we could find, but it is not.
Oh, thank you, Diana. Thank you. Okay, or unless you want to grab Doug. Okay, so while they're figuring that out, this, I think it's going to be really hard to see it. This title is actually heat embossed, so it's raised.
It was
And
just
you maybe can't tell that it's raised, but it is raised and it's solid, so it's opaque and you can't really see anything behind it. Maybe get a different heat tool. Maybe that. We're dead in the water, everybody. But luckily we're not in a boat, Elishia.
Thank goodness.
I've been dead in the water in a boat. Well, maybe not dead in the water, but the boat's been dead. We are getting another heat tool because for some reason this one isn't working, and it's really hard to get to the... Diane's here to the rescue. Yay!
I don't know. I can't get to the
I know.
plug-ins,
Mine,
so-
it just worked, so I don't know.
Okay.
So do you think it's my gun? What would be the odds
I don't
that
know.
my
We
heat
can
tool
we
quit
can
working
try your gun
this
somewhere
morning?
else.
We'll try it again.
Isn't that crazy?
All right, we got another heat tool. Oh,
It must have been my heat tool, because this one works. Yeah.
I like how you're blowing it on your arm. Do not do that at home.
I know. I'm just trying to make sure. You do need to let it get a little bit warmed
you
up.
want it to get warmed up.
And I
but-
will say, I don't use those little grabber things. I probably should, but I
Yeah, we've got the
don't.
little grabbers. That's
So
fun.
I'll just
the
show
Mickey
you.
Mouse hands.
I'm going to try not to blow stuff around on
Okay.
here too. So as you can see, it's not perfect, but this is what it starts out as. And you can see it change.
Oh yeah, I love it. And like Elishia said, whenever you're heat embossing with glaze or regular embossing powder, heat your tool up first. Not on your arm, but because they get very hot.
It does get very hot. So
And
you do
then
have to
it's
be
going to
really
melt
careful.
better instead of blowing the powder off, it will
But
actually.
can you see how, yeah,
Oh
it just
yeah, when you
changes
turn
right
it
there?
like that, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Alicia, that is so neat.
So that's that. So that's what it looks like after that step.
Ooh, now what are we doing?
So now here's the really fun part.
This is, oh, so we're using crayons.
Yes, I'm
Yay.
using crayons.
And I don't think we brought any crayons out, did we?
Right here.
Oh, they're there. They're underneath. All right, so we're using the Distress crayons. So Tim's got watercolor pencils, ink pads, crayons, paints. What
I
have
will
missed?
say
I
I'm
don't know.
obsessed. Walnut stain is my favorite color. But you can only buy them in the packs. So I did actually
Did you use some other colors?
Yes. So these have
Is that vintage
photo. So those do have vintage photo.
That looks good too.
And I did try, I did use this one. I don't know if I brought the little project, but we
Antique
could even
linen.
try this one today too. Yeah, we could try that one. So like I said, running out of one kind of made me actually have to go
to use
outside
the
my
other
box
colors?
a little. Yeah, but then I bought another pack.
And they do come in bright colors too. They come
They
in other.
do.
We have other packs of crayons, and Janet can link them
Yep.
for us so you can see the other ones. Alicia's kind of into the browns because that's what
Yep.
your projects are lending themselves
Yep,
to.
definitely more vintage. Okay, so we've got our tag like this. We've done our embossing glaze. And then I just take the crayon and I just color all around just like this. Super messy.
Yeah. Oh, and she's gonna mist it.
Mist it with water with my little Tim Holtz. And then I just take my fingers and rub it all in.
That's not what I've never seen it done like that, Alicia.
So you can see these little grooves and stuff inside there.
Yeah, where the
It's so pretty. I love it.
see, I've done the crayon, but we never wet it like that. I love it like that.
And it can be as dark or as
Now
light.
I want crayons.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some crayons, of course,
Yep.
but
Now,
oh my gosh.
if I was at home, I would do a bunch and then I would use this. I wouldn't just let it go. And same thing, you could, so see now I've got this one. I mean, I could go back in with this one
Oh, and add some more.
and add some more. And not waste all that. Absolutely.
So it's kind of like what you could do with an ink pad, but you're doing it with your crayon.
Yeah.
So they are water soluble also. The crayons are.
Yep. And then you
It
can just let it dry.
It just added highlights, but I think the difference is with an ink pad, I don't think you would get it to look like that
No,
where it's uneven.
I've tried it with an ink pad. And I mean, I'll still probably ink around the edges and stuff, but to get that look through the middle, I even tried the pencils
Oh, sure.
just to see what it would do, and it just doesn't glide as smooth as the crayons. It just doesn't move around as much.
Well, and I like it if it was an ink pad, it's going to be more even, I think. And I love how it's heavier in some areas.
Yep.
So it's really, really
So,
cool.
like on this project, I just took, I think it was the vintage photo was the one I used. And same thing, I would just kind of color a little bit on and see even after it's
what?
done. You can go like this, and then you just move it all around.
Oh my gosh.
And then you can just go in and dab a little bit, but it leaves that color down in those little grooves.
Oh my gosh, Alicia, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm really
Yeah.
glad I'm here today.
So the glazes are so fun. I just love them. The glazes are fun with the crayons.
with the
just all of
crayons,
it. With the
mixing
crayons,
glazes and the crayons. And I'm
Yes.
going to ring the bell to have somebody bring us the other colors of crayons.
So if you want, we can do this one in a different color.
Yeah.
Should we do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Could you? Yeah,
The first time.
that's okay. Can we get the other colors of crayons that we have?
Yeah.
Thanks. We've got the basics.
Okay.
So once
Okay.
again, just taking my little dabber, going right
Whoops,
across
I'm not
it.
even showing it. Sorry,
Oh.
everybody.
That's all right. Here, we'll instant replay.
Okay.
Take the dabber just right on there. I do store my dabber upside down. It does help a little.
Oh, okay. That's a good tip.
And let's do peeled paint.
Oh, that's Teresa's favorite color.
I love peeled paint. It's so pretty. It's the same thing. I mean, I just really dump it on there. And I do tap it off, which depending on what technique you're doing, you can or can't. Doesn't matter.
Oh, geez. It looks cool already. So there it's got the powder on it. And thanks. Oh, my gosh,
Oh, my.
Teresa, I didn't realize there were so many. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. You want me to put them over
Yeah,
here?
that's perfect. I forgot about all the special ones. Okay.
All right, so now we're gonna do the heat gun. I'm gonna let it warm up just for a second.
This is a really neat technique. I mean, I love the glazes anyway, but I love doing this with them. See, everyone, how lucky we are that Elishia lives in our neighborhood, that she can come in and show us things.
Can you see it
It's
okay?
getting shiny. Yep, looking good. And now, so this is a great way to see the glaze is green, but it's translucent. You can see the stamp behind it, and if you had embossing
really,
powder,
that's
it
just
would
pretty
cover
how
it up.
It is. Yeah, it's so pretty. So let's maybe this time, let's try the antique linen just to see what it does.
I think that's a great idea.
I do kind of feel it just to make sure it's dry.
Cheryl said doing this on the front of a card would be a wowzer.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You just make this all look so easy, Elishia.
Well, I don't, like I said, I just mess around. I don't.
She
I
messes
make
around.
I make a mess.
Well, we're lucky you had the day off today.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. Now see, that did, I mean, you can tell it did change it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to like the darker
I wonder
colors.
if you put two colors together.
Well, let's try
You gonna
it.
do it?
Yeah.
Elishia, they're asking about which stamp that you used. Is it this one over here that Diane pulled?
Yes, it's actually a Halloween stamp, but I love that flower. I'm obsessed with it.
Okay, it's exquisite,
Yeah, I love it.
and I think the nice thing about it is you get that little bit of
I use
text.
This, yep, I use this all the time, and I use this all the time.
and Tim's got several other flowers too that are similar to this. But this is kind of neat. It's $24.99. It's called Exquisite, and it's a Tim Holtz stamp Halloween, but it really doesn't look Halloween except it has the word costumes in it.
Yeah, but I did. So I used that.
So that's the
that
text.
text. Yep. And then I don't know if you can. This is probably better, but this is that same flower.
Oh yes. Well,
Yeah.
it's nice and big, so it's going to cover a good
yes.
surface.
Yep. Yep. And this one is the Tim Holtz. I don't think we have that one over here. The
Yeah.
Is it botanicals or I'm not exactly
Something
I can't
like that. I'm going to have to.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to ring the bell again. We'll see
We'll
how
be in a
many.
pain
I didn't
today.
ring it very loud. I might have to ring it router. Okay. So
Okay,
you're
so
gonna add,
this, yep, so let's just go back in and we'll add the walnut stain and see what happens.
Chris, will you see if you can find this stamp?
Yes.
Okay, so this is walnut stain,
This is
and
walnut
you already
stain.
put antique linen on it.
Yep,
so we're
antique
just
linen's
mixing
already
it,
on
mixing
there.
her up.
So let's just mix it around.
That should give it a lot of dimension. And I'm kind of thinking, Elishia, why have we never done this before?
Well, I thought the same thing when I watched Susie Shabby Soul. When I watched her video, I thought, oh. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Diane. So you're right, it's botanical collage,
Wow.
Elishia. So here's
Who
botanical collage,
Yep, and that's what I used on this one.
and that we've used this stamp a lot. It's a really good one. So, and I think it's at home in my stash.
And see if you get like a dark spot, like right there it was a little dark. I just kind of go back in and rub it back in. You can go back in with more water multiple times and move it around if you want to. So yeah, that one's really cool too. I
oh
like
my
that
gosh,
one.
it is cool. I love that green.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
And that was the peeled paint.
Yep.
And there's lots of glaze colors that you can play around
Yep.
with.
I've done some with antique linen also. I like that one. Antique linen's a good one.
It's probably kind of clear like Lost Shadow maybe when
Mm-hmm.
you use antique linen. But this is Lost Shadow, isn't it?
That one's
Elishia?
Lost Shadow.
So
Yep.
you can see it's really clear, kind of whitish almost.
And like I said, you can take that and stamp on top of it if you want to. Let's maybe try.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, you're the best.
So
She's
let's
getting out her exquisite flower here.
I wish I could do it. I got to do it this way. Okay.
You can do it that way. That's fine.
So we've already done that whole process on there, and I don't have my little stamping platform or anything, so bear with me. we're just going to make the best of it.
I think you're making.
So a lot of times what I do is I'll just go in and think, I don't want it to be perfect on here, but do I want the flower to go up this way, that way, whatever. So let's maybe go in this way. And I am not a perfect stamper. I don't like anything to be perfect. So we just sort
it's
of
perfectly imperfect,
we
right?
just sort of wing it. There
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh.
So
Yeah,
like
that
I
looks
said, it
neat.
just kind of gives like a vintage,
Kind of a shadowy
Yeah.
image.
Yep. So if you stamp first, you can kind of see the difference. You can get a clearer stamp through this than you can that.
And then she's got this one where she stamped bolder.
Yes.
Now, when you stamped this green one, I thought, boy, that's really light. But it turned out perfect. It looks
It
darker
does dark,
after you
yeah.
add, it does after
It
you
does
add the
darken it
glaze.
a little. Yeah.
Amazing.
And same thing, I started off stamping on it after because if I remember right, that's how she did it in the video, which is great, I love it. And then I thought, well, what if I stamp first and get more of a bold look? And so same thing, just play around and try because you just never know what you're gonna get.
And that's how you did all of these.
Yes.
And these
Yep.
she has added some decorations to, so you can see.
Yep.
Very amazing. I'll have,
Yep.
I didn't get a picture of those, so I will get a picture of those before you
sure.
go, Alicia. Okay, I want to run over here and just show you some other crayons. Now, Alicia's using the basic colors, but just so you know that you can also brighten things up if you want brighter colors. They come in lots of different color sets. I thought maybe Teresa would bring 4 over, but there's more than I realized. I think there's maybe 12 sets of crayons. So here are some of the colors, and then there are some specialty ones like these metallic crayons. Have you ever used these, Alicia?
Yes,
The
I have.
metallic ones?
Yep.
And then there are some special releases, like here's some of the newer colors here, and then some holiday releases. So if you wanted to try crayons, you could just get a small set of 3, and they're $6.99, and the larger sets are $12.99 for 6.
So I will say too, I am definitely an inker, as you can see. So a lot of times I'll go in on a card like this, and you just go in and ink up the edges, and it just same thing adds so much
It
to
does,
it.
kind of frames it.
It really does. Yep. So it makes a big difference.
Somebody wants to know how you organize your stuff, how you store all of your stuff.
don't.
Because obviously
I don't.
you're
It's
not
a
organized.
disaster.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Well, that is one way to store your supplies.
Yeah. No, I mean, I do have some cabinets and shelves and stuff like that, but it's pretty much a disaster all the time because, like I said, I really use my stuff. I get it out, I use it, I make a mess.
I think that's really cool, though.
Yeah.
I love it when people use their stuff.
Yeah.
The other question they have is they're asking about this ribbon on the top, and is that the mummy cloth?
That's the mummy cloth, yep. And I will show you the way that I usually stain that. I
Okay.
will take my ink pad on my little craft mat.
It's like a cheesecloth, and
Yep.
we're gonna call Teresa again. It's one of her favorites, and see if we have any.
And I just cut off however much I need. I use it all the time. It is Halloween. Spray a little water.
Do we have mummy cloth from Tim? Chris is looking for us. And then you just put it
and
in
then I
there
just
and
put it in
soak
there.
it up.
Soak it up. Run it through with my hands. Yeah, that's the way you do it.
And then you can
Easy.
get it kind of distressed more too.
Yep. And you can use any color. I mean, you can do it with anything. Yep. Super
We always
easy.
stock up on the mummy cloth in the fall, and it looks like Chris is looking for it. She's going to look in our Halloween section, and we might be out of it. But you could use some cheesecloth if you really
I probably
like
bought
this
it all.
look. Yes. Okay, that's it. Alicia bought it all.
Sorry.
You could also use some seam binding, and you can stain that the same
Yep,
way.
absolutely.
If it's,
Yep,
the
I do that a
rayon.
lot, too.
I don't think the polyester will hold the ink, but the rayon will.
Do we have time for another technique?
Yes, absolutely.
So another thing that I do a lot with these shinier ephemera pieces, even though it's so kind of hypocritical, I like the shiny on this with the glaze, but I don't like
I didn't
this
realize.
kind of
Yeah, I
shiny.
didn't catch that, but you did.
Yeah. So I have my little handy dandy sanding tool, the little sanding disc from Tim Holtz.
Okay.
Love these. These are like a game changer for me. I use them all the
So
time.
those are the little sanding discs that fit right on the end of your blending
Yep.
tool. Okay. Chris, how about the sanding discs? All right.
So I take these, normally I would do it over my lab or garbage can, but I just rough them up. And when I say rough them up, I mean like really get in there with these sanding discs.
Thanks.
I clearly don't like anything to be perfect. I kind of pull it away from the edges, as you can see.
So you're just kind of getting the shine off.
I just kind of get the shine off a little bit, however you feel like you need to. And then I will ink around the edges.
And it will hold the ink better if you
It
do
does
that.
hold the ink a lot better. Yep. So I ink all around the edges and get some of the white stuff. Can you see? Am I holding it right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're perfect.
I mean, I really.
It looks good.
So do
It
that.
it looks really good. Because if you compare it to, here's another one she has that's, she hasn't done anything to. You can really tell the difference.
Tell the difference. And that was using gathered twigs. I would say gathered twigs, frayed burlap, pumice stone are my go-tos. But so to take it to the next level, we're going to go back to our embossing powder or dauber. And same thing. I'm not perfect.
So you just kind of scribble over it.
I just kind of scribble over it.
This dye is so nice.
Here's the ribbon we were talking about. If you don't have mummy cloth, this seam binding, it's made out of rayon and it absorbs the color really well too. Oh, and we're doing our frosted crystal.
Yep. Then we're going to go to frosted crystal, which I love. And I will say I have mixed frosted crystal with the embossing glazes.
Glaze you
also.
have?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And I like the look that gives too. Yep. So just dump this all over.
So the frosted crystal is a Ranger product and it's an embossing powder. And you have to be careful how you heat it, Elishia, so you don't
Well,
overheat it. I was thinking
I
you
would
have
say
to be careful.
I
with
would
this.
say yes, you're supposed to. I can't say that I'm always that careful, but I'm
Of
also
course
not.
Of course not.
I'm not that particular about it, so sometimes it might get a little overcooked, but that doesn't bother me. Like, see, like there, I just picked it up and smashed that piece off. That doesn't bother me.
I love it. I love your
Yeah.
attitude.
If I tried to be too perfect, I would never get anything done.
So she's going to heat that up and it's going to do some magic. And here's the bird that she did, and you can tell that she sanded it and put ink around the edges.
All right, can you get over here and so you can see this?
Yeah. Here comes the magic.
As soon as you see the color change in your paper is when it's done.
Yeah, that looks good.
So then that one's done, and you can see the difference from one
Well,
to the
and
other.
the frosted crystal is kind of beady, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So
And if
let
you
me get it up
overdo
close.
it, it can get a little shiny, but I don't really
You can
mind
kind
that
of see how it's
sometimes.
like little beads, like frosted crystal.
Yeah. And then a lot of times I'll just go back in with a little bit more ink, and you can ink right
to
on
go
top
over
of that
the
also.
frosted crystal.
Yep. Yep. So to think we went from something shiny and white
Oh
to
gosh, yeah, that's really neat. It looks more like it came out of the attic than
that. Yeah.
out of a package from Tim Holtz.
Yep.
Very cool. Super cool.
Thanks. How are we doing on time?
I have no idea. Let me see. Oh, we've got more time. We've got more time.
Well, I have another one we can do.
Oh,
that
she's
uses
got
the
another
heat tool.
trick. Okay.
Yep. So this one is using the gilded foundry wax,
Okay.
and that's what I used to color these frames.
Oh, all right.
So we're going to take a frame like this, and even though this one's kind of gold and looks really pretty the way it is, but we're going to put some of this on there.
But some of them are silver. So
Some of
you
them are
might want-
silver.
Here's
Yep.
the frames that she's using.
And you do have to shake it up, so bear with me.
And we haven't really shown the foundry wax for quite a while. It comes in sets of 2, and each set's got different colors in it. This one's got the gilded, is it gilded? Just gilded, I believe.
Yep.
And a mind. And then there's another color set. And then I do want to mention, oh, I don't see it here though. I was going to mention the frosted crystal, but it's probably there and I just missed it. Oh, there it is
Yeah,
underneath.
right there.
So here's what the frosted crystal looks like. So you can get a pretty big jar of it, and it's $8.99.
Yeah, it really does last a long time. And even the embossing, I mean, look at how much lost shadow I
Yeah,
have
you
left,
still
and I've
have a
used
lot.
it a lot. Yeah. Okay, so here's the foundry wax. Gilded is what I'm using to do this one. So typical my fashion, yes, I could put this down, but I just put a little bit right on my little brush right here.
That's a trick.
Yep. And then,
When you use it, you don't want to get a lot out at once because it
it dries,
Dries up.
fast. It's kind of like this creamy, and I just smear it on. I am, like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. Quick, fast, get it on.
You brought a lot of things to show us.
Well, sometimes I feel like I don't go into detail a lot about some of the
Well, this
processes.
this is awesome.
And so this is some of the stuff that I'll sit down some days if I'm just not feeling super duper creative and can't put a whole project together, and I just make things like this.
Pieces, and
Yeah.
then you've got them ready for you when you need them.
Yep. So then I'm just going to move
Of course,
this
she's
paper.
just going to hold it with her fingers.
It's metal, so I won't do that.
Okay, good.
Wait, your table will be okay under there, don't you
I think so.
Okay. I know this is okay, but it doesn't take too long. So you just put that on there and then just watch it do its thing.
And this kind of sets it. And if you don't heat it, it will chip off.
Yeah.
So you definitely want to do the heating process.
I don't think you're going to be able to see it on camera.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But it's still changed
Yeah.
quite a bit from what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what she used on these here.
Yep. I'm not going to pick it up and show you because it's probably really hot.
Probably hot. Well, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. And
Yeah,
here's
that's what I
another
did
one.
on all those.
And
Yep.
there's a question about this, Elishia, because that's one of the tags here.
Yep.
The quote chips. And somebody asked if you layer paper under it to make it fit in the tag.
No, they fit perfectly. So there's different size tags in there that fit in the different sizes of the labels.
And they're
They
chipboard,
fit
so they're
perfect.
thick. So
Yep.
they fill the gap in. So that's all you need.
Yeah.
If you're going to make your own, you might have to put a piece of chipboard underneath whatever you put in there.
Right.
Or
So I literally just sat that right down in there and it fit right in there. I did put the translucent crackle paste on top of it to give it that crackle effect. And then I used the distress crayon and rubbed it in. So once again, after it dries and crackles, now the crackle paste you do have to let dry,
air dry.
air dry naturally. You can't heat dry it. But so after it is on there and it crackles, you just take a little bit of that crayon and rub it on there. And it really doesn't take much. A little bit of water. You can just wet your finger if you want to. And then you just smush it down into those little cracks and crevices.
Alicia, it's kind of cool because Cheryl says thank you and come back. Be sure to come back soon.
Okay.
So we love it too. And then there's a question about what do you do with all your tags? Do you give them as gifts? Or
A lot of them I'll put on gifts. I put them in projects like this. Some of these I just really wanted to try the process. And so that's why I made these. And then I'll just keep them.
She's got one of the little card files here
Yep.
from Tim Holtz.
And then I'll just set it out on
And
a little
she's
shelf
even-
or something at home.
Then she can just enjoy them. She's got lots of different tags and things in here.
Yeah. But I do give things away as gifts also.
So very cool. And that's where all her tags were. That's why I didn't get a picture of them, but I will.
Yeah.
Alicia, this has been amazing.
Oh, well,
really,
thanks.
really cool. People are loving all the tips and the tricks.
And if your
And
hands aren't dirty and messy when you're
Then
done,
you didn't do a
have
good
fun.
job. You didn't do a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
But we have a bonus also. I don't know, do you have, okay, you want to show these projects then?
Yeah, we can show these if you want to. So those we're using, I kind of wasn't sure what to do with those when I first saw them. I liked them. So it's this pack.
Oh, it's the transparent thing.
Yeah, and I really liked them, but I wasn't quite sure what to
now
do
I
with
see what
them.
you did. Okay.
So this is just one of the Tim Holtz vignette boxes. Is that what they're called? I don't want to
Yep,
call it the
I
wrong
believe
thing.
so.
So that's just those.
It's the vignette boxes, and you get 4 different sizes. and this is $10.99 for the 4.
And I'm obsessed with these. I use them for Christmas,
You make
for
cool
Halloween.
things.
I make lots of
And
projects with
you
these.
could set this out and fill it with tags like the card
Oh,
file. Or
absolutely.
you could do a little display like this.
No, absolutely. And then I did do the frames. The frame is around this one. This is the window frame. This was like an old pack from a Halloween pack. But I made it look
But
springy.
Alicia, I feel kind of silly because the light bulb just went off for me because there's 4 boxes and 4 frames.
They
and
fit perfect.
They all coordinate. I
Yes.
did not know that.
Yep, they fit
Maybe I
perfectly.
shouldn't tell you guys that, but I had no idea that those.
Yeah.
I know they're both vignette, but I didn't know they went together, and they do. So
They fit perfectly.
get a package
and
of each.
Yep. And most of these also fit the boxes. So if you have these frames from Halloween, they fit these. Let's see, what else did I use? Oh, I used white paint. So what did we say?
We've
There's
got Dina
2
Wakely.
Yep.
We've got a couple different white paints.
Yep.
Acrylic paint.
Yep. And then I used the opaque crackle. So I did white paint, then the opaque crackle on top of all of that. And then same thing, just distress crayon. And once you let the crackle dry, see, I can still go in over some of this with a fresh crayon and just do
Oh
the
my
same
gosh.
thing and take a little wet paper towel or your hand.
And you can rub more
And
in.
you can rub
that
more
just
in and
makes it
change
look
it.
aged.
Yeah, that's how I do that
Very,
technique.
very neat.
Yep. But once again, the crackle you do have to let dry. And this, so I thought about putting a tiny light in there to light it up, and then I didn't get that far, but
Well, it's really, really fun. It's really pretty. I could see
Yeah.
that sitting somewhere in a little bedroom.
just like a little home
or-
decor piece or something,
Yes.
yeah. But I did. I really liked these, and I just wasn't quite sure what to do with them. So
So you'll see this piece of transparency she has in the one, and then where's the other one? I
oh,
don't
you know what? The
Oh, is
other
that a
one's
different
from
one?
the other pack.
From the other pack.
Yeah. Do you want me to
That's
grab
okay.
it real quick?
If you can.
I know right where it's at. Imagine that.
Yeah. So you get all kinds of pieces in here. The transparencies are $5.99. There's little pieces and big pieces.
That was from that pack, the
okay.
fern.
This is transparent layers, and this is transparent things too. So the layers is where she got the fern. But you know what? You could get a floral and a fern out of the same pack, and butterflies. And they're going to fit the boxes.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, you should show us your other projects here, and then people don't want to miss out on your cherries either.
Sure.
The cherry projects.
Okay, so this was the little book that I made. I stamped the background, same technique that I just showed with the embossing glazes. This one, I believe I used vintage photo distress crayon to color the outside. And I did the frosted crystal on all of these pieces. And this is actually from the 49 in Market.
Is that from the new one? The geranium?
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
my,
from
there it
this
is,
pack.
right there.
Yep. I just wanted to stick with some neutral flowers. The
Gosh,
Tim
that's a
Holtz
great
ones were a
idea.
little brighter. So I stuck with the neutrals out of there.
That's the gardenia floral laser cuts. There's 71 flowers in there, so I'm sure we could find something to work.
Oh yeah. So I just,
She punched holes. Oh, this is the project you showed us
Yep.
in the beginning that's
Yep.
made out of the file cards.
yep. So
But-
just some pieces of ephemera. Now I will probably go back through here and add some photos on these pages. I just hadn't gotten that far yet. But I just randomly stamp and ink, and
So
some
fun.
of this ink on here, it just got messy from
got
being
messy
on my
on your
craft mat.
workplace?
But I like that. So I know it's not for everyone, but
Yeah,
And I
those
typically-
flowers worked out really well.
they did.
in
And I
there. Oh
typically
my
don't
gosh.
mix my lines. I'm kind of weird about that.
Yeah.
Usually if I'm all Tim Holtz or all 49 in Market, but I kind of mixed it up. But yeah, so that was that little book.
Oh, that's cute.
So
That's
just
cute.
another way to show that technique, how you can actually turn it into something other than just the cards. And I think these two books I've already shown before. Well, this one I took, it's just the page, but
So, and this is just, you just got lots and lots of layers,
yes.
and even a little bit of knotted up thread.
Yep. And then this over here, that's a metal piece, and that's got the gilded on it also.
Oh, nice.
So the foundry wax gilded, yeah.
And
sometimes
I see some
just those
tiny
little
attachers,
pieces.
just lots of things.
Yep. Anything Tim Holtz.
And this is a book she has shown before when she's been here, but I'll kind of flip through it. And then we were kind of lucky because Elishia also was making things with the Simple Stories, Simple Fields, Simple Vintage Berry Fields. That's a really long name. And she brought the projects that she made with that. So we're going to move from Tim Holtz to Simple Stories. How does that sound, Elishia?
Sounds good to me.
And
So I don't do just Tim Holtz. I do like other things too.
and we know that because she does shop here a lot.
Yes, I do. So this book, I took inspiration from Peggy, that she used these chipboard frames to make a book, like a little mini book or a little
She did
album.
that, was it last week or the week before?
Yes,
but
and
you can find it on our blog.
Oh my gosh, I just loved it. So instantly, I knew what I was going to do. I had these pictures of my mom and her sisters. So this is actually what I made my mom for Mother's Day.
Oh, I bet she loved it.
Yeah. So I just used a little ring up here, tied some ribbon around it, just punched some holes to make this little booklet. Pretty simple. And then on the inside, just all kinds of
Oh, look at all the little
ephemera,
inserts.
pictures. Yeah, some of it I just left plain ephemera pieces in here. Some of the tags I put pictures on, and these are just the tags from the cut aparts. I did sew a little bit on some things.
Oh, okay, so that is real stitching.
Yeah,
there.
that's real stitching. I did sew
and
some
nice
pockets.
layering. I like how you just kind of put pieces together and layer
Thank
on top of
you.
each other. That looks really good.
Yeah,
And I love the jar.
I added some stickers. Yeah, I added some stickers and some stuff, but just really layer.
It's great for that era of photos.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of reminds me of aprons and
Yeah.
that
And
looks
this was
good.
one of the Elizabeth Craft dies that I used.
It's probably the edgers.
Yeah, because I
journal
used it
edgers
down
too.
here too to do this piece.
And Diane ordered that,
it
so
up
that'll
there.
probably be here in a couple days.
Yeah. But yeah, these were just
Oh my
fun to do.
gosh.
But they're just such cute pictures. It makes it pretty easy.
They are. It kind of reminds me of my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was opening my Christmas presents before Christmas. And see, everyone, how she just took a 4x6 cut apart and just stuck it in there.
And I took a little piece of ephemera, the little button ephemera. That was a little piece of ephemera.
To reinforce it.
Make it a little
Yeah.
reinforcer, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And she's got an album in an album.
Yeah. So then this one back here just has some little.
Elishia has the treasure of family pictures.
I'm
A
very
lot of people
lucky.
don't have that,
Yeah.
but she, oh, look at
That
that.
one's my favorite. Isn't that cute?
Yeah, that's very cute.
That's my mom. Yeah. And all of these, I say it every time, none of these pictures are originals. They're all copies I've made here in the store from you guys. And you
Yeah,
do such
if
a
you're
good job
local,
making
we have a
copies.
really good copier that it's on archival paper and it's laser, so they're waterproof.
This was I had this copied here in store too because I didn't want to use the original, but this is a note my mom had written to her parents when she was away for some time in the summer. And so I wanted that to go
Oh
in the
my
book too. So this is
gosh.
actually a photocopy from here in the store, and then I just backed it with the
Oh my
paper so I
gosh,
could stick
Elishia,
it in a
that's
little
so
pocket.
fun. I love it. She says, P.S. My fingers are tired.
I know.
I
Well-
won't be wait a minute. I won't be typing any more letters because it took me so long to type this one.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else left to say.
Well, and I like this one. It says, well, something to see, something, something. Vicky split her pants, which would have been my mom's cousin. So,
Oh
yeah,
my
it was kind of
gosh.
interesting.
So that's so fun.
Yeah, it was
Oh my
cute.
gosh.
Oh, I lost a little bow.
Don't throw stuff away that your
No.
kids send you for sure.
Yeah. And then the back cover.
Okay, and that was inspired, if you missed it, that was inspired by Peggy's album that she made using the chipboard frames.
Yes. Yeah.
And they have
'cause
chipboard frames in all their lines.
I
So
love
you could do a
these.
travel album if you want with the new travel line.
And sometimes at home, I'll just take like a little old picture frame or something that I have and just, you know, or even like a little canvas or I don't know, anything, and just stick that on there with a picture in the back. And I mean, that just in and of itself without doing anything else
right,
to it
it
is
just
so
does
cute.
it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Very cute, very fun. And she's got 3 layouts.
So then I've got some layouts.
Like I said, we
can
have
look
something
at.
for everybody today. We've got scrapbooking
Yeah.
and mixed media and Tim Holtz.
Yeah.
and berry fields. And oh my gosh, this is cute. The paper, the background paper is...
Now, normally I would cut that, but I left
Yes.
it on, so I knew what paper it would be.
It's called Hello Lovely. And I love this postcard. That's already on the paper.
Yes, this whole piece of paper is just like that. And then this piece, so I think was from the 6x8. I always buy 12x12s and the 6x8. It just makes it so much easier to just layer everything if you just have it.
Especially when you fall in love with that collection.
I use that same.
And there's that edger
Yep.
from Elizabeth Crafts.
So
and if
hopefully-
you would like that, let us know. We've got it coming.
And just so everybody knows, that's the backside that I haven't finished yet. So I do
So
sometimes
she's
not
got
finish
some more.
that.
Got some more to do.
Yeah. And then this was the next one.
That's cute.
I just love these frames. I'm just obsessed.
Well, and take
They're
note
so
that
cute.
Elishia did sanded the edges and
Yes.
put ink on the edges too to kind of make them look a little older.
Yep.
Yeah, that's really, your layouts are really nice too. Oh, you did the
Thank
back.
you. This one I did the back side. I can't let a piece of paper go to waste.
Very nice.
And these are all some stickers, ephemera, the chipboard clusters.
And she added doilies. We
Yep.
need to get some doilies up with that collection because they
you
really,
know, I do like doilies.
they lend themselves really well to
I
it.
use doilies a lot. And then that one.
And that's
just
got the
some-
bingo card.
Yep, some ephemera pieces. Yep, this was, I can't remember if that was a cutout or if that was an ephemera piece.
It feels like a paper. It feels like it might be a paper. I think there's a 12x12 paper that in the 4x6 cutouts.
Yep, it is.
All right, so that's a
So
paper
it's on
right
that
here.
piece, yep.
And this is the paper that you use, this
Yep.
piece. And you fussy cut the jar, I think.
I did, yep.
So
So I did use quite a bit of that.
So this is the Berry Fields collection. Oh, Chris got us some. Chris, you were amazing.
Oh,
She got us some doilies.
These are the ones she used.
So here's the white ones that she used in her layout. But look at all the other colors.
I love the doodle
And look
bug
at the
ones.
red. I think the red would
that'd be
look really
gorgeous.
good with that collection too. Yeah, I hope they never stop making doilies.
And then I have one more on the back. I think of that one, and I think that's it.
And that, Maggie was looking at that background paper. It's kind of nice because it's very neutral. And then when you put the colors on it, they just pop.
Yeah.
I can see I'm going to need to take more pictures, Elishia, because I didn't know you did the backs.
And I'm not fussy about matting my stuff. A lot of times I will like glue it down and just freehand cut around it because I don't want it to be perfect, or I'll drive myself crazy. So
Well, that's good to know, to give people permission to
Just
not be
do it.
perfect.
yeah, just do it. Yep, absolutely.
The blue makes the pictures really pop off of that red background. Oh my gosh, those are so cute.
Thank you.
Well, I think we hit it all, didn't we, Elishia?
I think so. I think so.
So, Elishia, thank you so much for
Oh, you're
coming
so
in today.
welcome.
I think if people liked it half as much as I did, I know that we made a lot of very happy people here on Wednesday at Memory Bound. And this is what we call our crafter math.
yeah, it's a
When
little
everything
messy.
is like messy and in piles. But if you have any questions at all, you can give us a call. And remember that tomorrow we're going to be having our special on the stamps and dies. They're going to be 20% off. So if they're the stamp Elishia used, if we still have it, it'll be 20% off tomorrow. And Elishia, thank you so much. And we
You're
got to get you
welcome.
scheduled to come back for
Thanks
sure.
for having
Everybody
me.
wants you to come back. They've
Okay.
all, and Candace just said, all I can say is wow. So it
Thank
was
you.
very
Thank you.
impressive. And Jean says, fantastic. Come back soon.
you.
Thank you for sharing all your talents with us.
Thank you.
And everyone will be back tomorrow. And Diana's going to be doing a travel album because we're going to be doing a lot of travel in June. And we're going to be showing you ways to capture your travel memories. So we'll see you tomorrow.